We visited Olympic National Park near Port Angeles, Washington on July the 5th, 2012. If you would like to get notices when I post again, be sure to subscribe right here. Just click on that button. This is the over 900,000 acres that this park covers. Not all of the Olympic Peninsula is covered by the park. It's mainly the Olympic Mountains and the core of the peninsula. It was established on June 29, 1938, and has about 2.5 million visitors each year. We will not only look at it from the land, we'll take a cruise to Alaska and look at it as we go in and out through the channel to Seattle. We'll take a ferry ride across the Puget Sound, go to Port Townsend and Hurricane Ridge, the whole rainforest, then to Ruby Beach, and finally back around and come in from the south into Seattle. Let's get started. Things are much quieter on Lake Union as we wake up and head out for our adventure. We'll be using the Kingston Ferry to get across the Puget Sound, so let's get on board. We're now ready to dock on the Olympic Peninsula. We drive through Kingston, Washington, and see how the natives live, catch sight of a few of them, in fact. Heading on down the forested lanes, we finally come to Port Gamble, a quaint little village, as we head toward Port Angeles and our first stop. At Port Angeles, we come to the Olympic National Park Visitor Center. We'll be visiting Hurricane Ridge, the whole rainforest, and Ruby Beach. If you're going to camp in this area, you have to take a bear-proof container for your food. And out back is the Beaumont Cabin, a cabin that was first built here on the Olympic Peninsula. This is the route we'll travel up to Hurricane Ridge. We stop at the overlook to look and see the scenery, especially out toward the ocean. There we can see the Strait of Juan de Fuca. We'll be down there for a cruise boat tomorrow going through, and we'll be seeing the Dungeness Spit and its lighthouse also as we go through. And across over there on the other side is Victoria, British Columbia that we'll be visiting later. And there's Mount Rainier where we were yesterday. We'll see many black-tailed deer in this area. In fact, some of them are so tame you'd think they were pets. And then we arrive almost a mile high at Hurricane Ridge Visitor Center and look at the mountains towering even higher. Here again we can see the straits we'll be in again, and also on the other side you can see Victoria, British Columbia, where a cruise ship is docked even as we are here. The high meadows are rich in grass and flowers. And here's Deborah committing doggetry, petting a dog that isn't hers when hers are gone. Again, our stops today are Hurricane Ridge, the Hoh Rainforest, and Ruby Beach. We'll be going from Hurricane Ridge to the Hoh Rainforest, and we'll be taking this route. So let's head out for the rainforest, again driving through the forested lanes as we go. We'll have to drive back some distance to the Hoh Rainforest, which you can see marked here to the right bottom of this picture. We'll be exploring the rainforest in this red area. You can see here from this picture compared to Deborah how deep the rain is here each year. There are many trails we'll be taking. The Hall of Moses' trail marked here in red. To me, this area has a rather primeval feeling about it with the moss and all of the decay that is going on. And it makes me think about the time when Earth first started. Let's sit back and do a little exploring. Now it's time to head out again. We've seen Hurricane Ridge and Hoh Rainforest. It's now time to see Ruby Beach. And this is the way we will be driving there. As we leave the Hoh Rainforest, it's like going through a cathedral of trees. Ruby Beach is located where Highway 101 meets the Pacific Ocean. We're going to walk down a trail to the beach itself. This is the trail we use to walk down to the beach where the South Fork of the Hoh River flows into the Pacific Ocean. And now it's time to complete our circle by heading back to Seattle along the southern route. Now it's time to look at the park from the ocean. On the day that we leave on our cruise, this is what we will see as we go through the Straits of Juan Felucca. We'll be going through Puget Sound and also the Strait of Juan de Fuca. On our left will be the Olympic Peninsula and its Olympic Mountains. That's where we were just yesterday. And these are the ferry boats that carried us across. While sailing back from Alaska to Victoria, we again go through the straits and see the Olympic Peninsula. People start to gather around the pool as we sail into the Strait of Juan de Fuca again, with the Olympic Peninsula on our right and British Columbia on our left. And this brings us to the end of this video.